I'm not teaching, I am publicly learning, but hi and welcome to Learning for the Life in the UK test part 75. Tudors and Stuarts part 2. We are at the end of that chapter and we're trying to answer these questions. Now the third question is, we just wanted the importance of poetry in German in the Elizabethan period. So Isaac Newton was not during the Elizabethan period, he was during Charles II, probably. So we wanted that about William Shakespeare. Let's look if he had skipped something. No, I don't think so. We have said everything. And not to the third question. About while doing lunch training, and if you participate in the lunch training, what is it, your ask? So part 3, question 3, about the involvement of Britain in Ireland. That is a complicated question. They haven't made a section, a section written about that. That is in all these parts, a little sentence always said to that. And they are not all the time the same. So when do we start? About the involvement of Britain in Ireland. We must start at the beginning, and we need the book. Maybe we can put it that way a bit together. So what do we have? I just tried to technically ask for the whole thing, but maybe we can go just with. Let's start here. By the beginning of the Middle Ages, Ireland was an independent country. The English first went to Ireland to help the king, and they remained and built their own settlements. And it was an area by 1200. The English ruled an area of Ireland known as Pale, around Dublin. So it's around Dublin. It's not near Dublin. It is a region of Dublin, probably. So Dublin is in the center, and that around is the region, Pale. And that is all here. So where did we have the second time something about Ireland? Here was something. In Ireland, the Black Death killed many in the Pale, and for a time the area controlled by the English became smaller. That was in 1348. So another second thing to Ireland. Nothing. Nothing. In Ireland, however, now we are known by Henry VIII, he reigned 1547. In Ireland, however, attempts by the English to impose Protestantism, alongside efforts to introduce the English system of laws about the inheritance of land, led to rebellion from the Irish chieftains, and much brutal fighting followed. During this period, we're talking now about 1600. No, about the Elizabethan period. So that ended with 1603 with her death. So 1600. During this period, Ireland was an almost completely Catholic country. So Ireland Catholic. Henry VII and Henry VIII had extended English control outside the Pale and had established English authority. Where he's saying here, see page 17. That was the thing with the Pale around Dublin. Maybe writing all on one page altogether would make things easier. And had established English authority over the whole country. Henry VIII took the title King of Ireland. English laws were introduced and local leaders were expected to follow the instructions of Lord Lieutenants in Dublin. During the reigns of Elizabeth I and James I, many people in Ireland opposed rule by the Protestant government in England. We know that Ireland was mostly Catholic. There were a number of rebellions. The English government encouraged Scottish and English Protestants to settle in Ulster, the northern province of Ireland, taking over the land from Catholic landholders. These settlements were known as plantations. Many of the new settlers came from the southwest Scotland, and other land was given to companies based in London. James, the first that we're talking about, later organized similar plantations in several other parts of Ireland. This had serious long-term consequences for the history of England, Scotland, and Ireland. Another rebellion, we're talking now about Charles I. Another rebellion began in Ireland because the Roman Catholics in Ireland were afraid of the growing power of the Puritans. Parliament took this opportunity to demand control of the English army. There's no chance in it. Now we're having here. Oliver Cromwell was sent to Ireland, where the revolt which had begun in 1641 still continued, and where there was still a royalist army. Cromwell was successful in establishing the authority of the English Parliament, but did this with such violence that even today Cromwell remains a controversial figure in Ireland. After his campaign, this is not part of it. James II wanted to regain the throne, that is now after the glorious revolution with Mary and William of Orange, the king of the Netherlands, or the ruler of the Netherlands. James II wanted to regain the throne and invaded Ireland with the help of a French army. William was defeated and he fled back to France. William, the king of Netherlands and England now, reconquered Ireland and James fled back to France. Many restrictions were placed on the Roman Catholic Church in Ireland, and Irish Catholics were unable to take part in the government. About the involvement of Britain in Ireland. They haven't even made a section to that. Let's do an exercise of lunch training. We are breathing in and out. Again in and out. Again in and out. And we're doing that for the last time. We're breathing in and out. Close the legs. Let's do a bit of a lunch training, and we're starting with I think 3 squat exercises. We're going down into quarter squat and we're pressing the hand against the upper part of the upper leg. Perfect. Other side. And we're going down into half squat and around the middle part of the upper leg. Other side. And down into 3/4 squat, press close to the knee. Other side. And now directly to the next exercise. That was where 6-pack squat squeeze. And now to the fastest giraffe of the water pond. We're going down into 3/4 squat. And we're pressing against the knee. And we're going towards the knee. And again, press against the knee. And go towards the knee. And again. And again. And last 2 times. And the last squat exercise. The propeller into the foot squat down. Onto the outside. We're going down and we're pressing against the leg. We're looking up to the other hand. Have a little bend in the elbow. And over the middle. Over to the other side. Press against the leg with a little bend in the elbow. Look up. And that was the propeller. Let's do the lunge exercises. Into 1990 lunge, and we're pressing against the knee with a tall up with the back. And over to the other side. And press again against the knee with a tall straight up back or neutral position of the spine. Over to the other side. 90-degree, 135-degree lunge. Tall up with the back here, important now. From now on, we're putting the leg up. Over to the other side. And we're pulling straight back again. And knee up. Over to the other side again. 190, 150-degree lunge. Tall up with the back and we're pulling a little underneath the kneecap at the top of the shin bone. Over to the other side. 90-degree, 150-degree lunge. We're pulling at the top of the shin bone and a little underneath the kneecap. Straight, tall up with the back. And the last exercise. Now into full lunge. Straight and tall up with the back, and we're pulling again a little underneath the kneecap. And on the other side, full lunge. And pull a little bit underneath a kneecap. And we're done with all the exercises. Now do stretching. One leg with the heel onto the ground and pulling a bit the toes up. The other leg with the heel onto the ground and pulling a bit the toes up. Coming up, legs a bit more than shoulder wide apart. We're breathing in, lifting the arms up. And we're breathing out, we're coming back, opening the chest to the sky and doing the crab in the morning. Breathe again in the middle. And again out and then again back. Again in. Now close legs and feet. And out we're going back and doing the feet in the wind. Again in the middle. And out we're leaning again back. Breathe in into the middle. And out we're doing the down diving dolphin. Now bend the right knee and stretch onto the left leg. Now go with the heel of the left leg to the left and turn with the body to the left. Now go with the toes of the left leg to the left, now with the body to the right. And now bend the left leg and straighten the right leg. Go with the heel of the right leg to the right and with the body to the right. Go with the toes of the right leg to the right and with the body to the left. And now bring both feet again together and straighten both legs. And stretch both legs at the same time. Breathe in and out. We're doing the up diving swan. And out. And we're just ending with the trumpet glider. So breathe in. And out. Again in. And out. Last one, breathe in. And out. Close the legs. And out. Now we have 3 minutes left. Maybe that is enough to answer one more question to the Tudors and Stuarts chapter. The involvement of Parliament in the only period in history when England was a republic. Now let's start with the easy part of its question. The only time when England was a republic, that was under Oliver Cromwell. So Charles II, he believed in the divine right of kings. He did not give so much on asking the Parliament, and he made it for 11 years. That didn't work out. But when he introduced both, I think was it. He imposed a revisited prayer book onto the Presbyterian Church of Scotland, and there was then an uprising of Scotland, and the Scottish people invaded with an army England. He needed money to raise an army to go against the Scottish army. The Parliament wasn't giving it him, and so there was a civil war, and the Cavaliers were supporting the king, the Roundheads the Parliament. They did fight in the Battle of Marston Moor Nesby. The king's army lost. The king was then taken later on prisoner, and he was still not ready to agree, and in 1649 he was executed. Another Parliament was ruling. It was not clear who was really ruling, but Oliver Cromwell did rule. England was a republic, and it was known as the Commonwealth. After Oliver Cromwell, his son Richard ruled for 11 years, but that did not work so well out, and the Parliament invited in May 1660 Charles II, who had lost, but was the son, but was not the one of a civil war. Charles II, who had lost, back from the Netherlands to become king again. And that was the time when England was a republic called the Commonwealth. I don't know how much time I have with the clock stopped. But thank you very much. To the next part, and where we answer the first part of that question. Thank you very much, and until next time.